Our mission: to protect Selleck's Woods as a nature preserve and as a place for quiet recreation, where some may find a source of personal renewal and the young a source of wonder and growth.
Anna and I have just arrived for our hike, and we've noticed that a lot of these species that are endangered in the area, the native species that might have been overtaken by invasive species, which are common in this area, have been enclosed in this plastic meshing to protect it from the animals that are kind of overgrazing that species. So it just kind of shows how recently the impacts of invasive species have been so severe in this area that they've been unable to maintain the native species without kind of closing them off, which is really sad and unfortunate. As you can see, the phosphorus and nitrogen runoff from the construction up the road has run off into the lake, and now there's been an algal bloom which causes deprivation of oxygen in the water, also known as hypoxia, which can affect the wildlife in the area and especially the marine species.
Throughout the duration of our hike, Skylar and I noticed that it's been pretty mellow, really quiet. The only thing that I really hear, aside from a few chirps here and there, is the flow of traffic, right, that's adjacent to this park. It's just traffic honking. That's really the only thing I'm hearing. Even the waters seem really quiet. There's not much activity in terms of wildlife, and the only activity that I really did notice came from a direct impact of humans. So we actually just hiked up upon this ridge that runs parallel to the highway itself, and it's so easy to notice right away the sound pollution that's going on. I can barely even hear myself, and let alone the air pollution. The carbon dioxide that's being released from those engines is polluting this ecosystem in ways that are just unbelievable.
So we stumbled upon this butterfly habitat right in the middle of the woods, and it's just in an area where you'd think there'd be nothing. It looks like it's just woods, but now that we've stumbled upon it, we see we're just yards from the train tracks, and right in the center of the habitat you have these two huge power lines.
After leaving the preserve, Anna and I wanted to continue our research, so we interviewed our friends and family members about the effects that they've seen on Selleck's Woods in recent years.
I can't remember the last time I caught a decent fish there. There's just not as many these days. Sam Neefsey.
I'm pretty sure the preserve used to be much bigger. It might be because of the construction. Lisa Hull.
People just leave their trash everywhere, and it's impossible to control. Chris Fahrenholt.
I don't really know what it is, but I just don't get outside as much as I used to. Thomas Conroy.
Okay, well, I come to this park because I love to bird and I love nature, and this park is well taken care of by the people in the community. They take time to make sure the trails are clear and maintained, and there are a lot of beautiful aspects of nature here, including birds. It's a great hot spot for migratory birds.
Yeah.
So I've been here when there have been organized groups putting down wood chips to maintain the trail. There's also another Norwalk River Valley Trail that runs from Norwalk all the way through Danbury, and we've participated in doing cleanups, and just garbage pickups and cleanups to maintain those trails and those natural environments and the habitats that surround them. And I think that there are a lot of people who are doing a lot of good, so it's not all coming from a negative perspective in terms of people just littering. There are people who are going out there and taking care of our environment to make sure it is intact for when you guys have children and etc. So.
Throw your hands up in the air if you love nature.